Hello everybody and welcome to Chris Bosch Props. Today I have a couple new modifications that I want to show you guys on this full-size spirit pack. I accidentally broke my ion arm here and I had to open up the whole pack to fix it, and I just decided to go ahead and do these mods because they do require you to take the motherboard off. It's not really very hard, guys, so I'm going to show you my technique and how I did it and show you the mods that I did, so let's get to it. Okay guys, so one modification that I did for this is replacing this sucky shock mount bellow that comes with the spirit pack. It's just terrible, it's too tall, and it doesn't really look like the real thing. So I went ahead and modeled my own Ghostbusters 1 style bellow that screws in from the inside just like this one. Another modification I did is the vac tube. I did this as one piece. But like the bellow, we have to remove the motherboard in order to get this on because this hose is screwed in from the inside, and all you do is just unscrew it, pull the hose out, slip this on, glue it, and good to go. The only thing that we will need to open this pack up is a blow dryer and a Phillips screwdriver. So let me show you how I do it. So to remove this little foam padding that they have on top of the particle board motherboard that they have is a blow dryer. I highly recommend a blow dryer because it doesn't get as hot as a heat gun. You can use a heat gun, but be very, very careful. And all you're gonna do is just turn your blow dryer on and slowly start pulling up the hot glue spots around it. So you'll just work your way around. It's gonna take you about 5 to 10 minutes roughly to get this off. There'll be some stubborn spots, but that's fine, and you'll just work it all the way around until you get it off, guys. That's it. That's literally all I did, and then I got it off. In order to put it back on, you just add a little bit more hot glue, and you're done. So you'll just repeat the process in reverse. So we got that off. Once we have the foam padding off, there is 6 screws right here. This one I don't actually remove, I just kind of unscrew it and leave it. So that doesn't count as the 6th screw. I'm only going to remove 6 screws, and then you have 2 right there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these screws real quick. Make sure to keep track of them because they're really easy to lose, guys. If you guys have a magnetic tray, I highly recommend because these little screws are super easy to lose, guys. Even I almost lost one right now telling you guys they're easy to lose. So I went ahead and put it in my magnetic tray. You might have to work, because some of this hot glue is stubborn, you might just kind of have to work around. But I use this to kind of pull it up. There is going to be some stubborn spots, guys. But it's not that bad. Don't get discouraged. Like I said, I leave that screw on. You don't have to remove the straps. I'm not going to remove the straps. So for our first modification, we want to put the vac tube on. So what makes my vac tube kind of cool, I know there's other people that have done it. I added the welds on to simulate the actual real screen use part. The screen use part had welds on both sides, and I went ahead and sculpted those welds in, and the measurements of this vac tube are exact to the screen use hero packs used in the original Ghostbusters movie 2. So our first modification, we have to take this screw off of the vac tube hose there that goes into the crank gen. All you need is your Phillips screwdriver. Remove it. You have your screw. Again, I'm going to put it in my magnetic plate, and then it just pops out, guys. So we'll turn the pack back around and we'll do this first modification. So we're going to pull it out here. That's all it does, super easy. And then we're going to get my vac tube. It goes. It'll seat like so, and we'll add a little bit of hot glue, and then we'll put this hose back on. Alright guys, I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to put some down right here, some down right there, Just a few little spots, enough to just keep this from coming off. And then you're just going to want to hold that in place until it sets. Alright guys, super cool. The vac tube turned out amazing. The hot glue worked just fine, and it has my nifty little authentic TIG welds that I sculpted in. And there you go guys. You guys will have a super accurate vac tube for your spirit pack. Alright, so for our next mod, we need to do pretty much the same thing. We need to remove the screw from underneath to let loose this ugly, too tall, looks nothing like the original bellow, and then put my new bellow on. Just kind of move that to the side. The screw you're going to want to remove is right there. It's super easy. As soon as you release the screw, the bellow just drops right out. Alright, so once you have the screw, it just really comes right out. It's not stuck or glued on there of the sort. And you have my new bellow here. Very similarly modeled. I have the little ridges right there modeled in, and those ridges will just help keep it in place with these uplifted edges here on the bumper. So mine literally just goes on the exact same way, like so, and then you're going to go underneath and screw it back in. But before I secure this, I want to get it painted so it looks a lot more like the original Ghostbusters 1 bellow. So with my bellow, there's a little bit of flashing from the supports after it gets resin printed. I'm just going to sand that down a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. And then we're going to get it painted. For the paints I'm going to use, I always use Krylon Shortcuts. Now this is for the top of the bellow, and for the ribs I just use some Krylon Shortcuts Gold. You could paint these however you want. You could just do all silver if you want, but the original bellows had brass ribs and a aluminum or a steel top. So that's how I'm going to simulate it to look like the original bellow. And then I'm going to put just a little black wash with some water on it, just real quick, to kind of give it an aged look. And that's it. Like I said, the originals were so aged, and just use that silver. Alright guys, so we get our slots, line it up with these raised edges right there. Boom, we're locked in place. Now we're going to take our screw. You can see the hole lined up there. We got our screw, and we are going to start it. Alright guys, just to let you know that it is raised up a little bit. The original Ghostbusters pack, the bellow did have a little bit of a spacer there to the bumper, so that's kind of what I simulated. Completely normal. And that's it guys, we have our Ghostbuster 1 bellow, and we have our new accurate vac tube, along with all my other modifications that I've done. You could check out my Etsy store for that. We are going to put this motherboard back on, super easy, just the same way that we started it. And that's it guys, I hope you like the mods. I will list them on my Etsy store. I'm gonna go ahead and leave them on my pack because I think they're awesome and really give it that finishing touch that I think it needed, because their bellow was terrible, and of course they were just completely missing the vac tube. But yeah guys, hope you liked the video. We're on to the next one. Thank you guys for watching, appreciate it.
Song